Hello and welcome back to another Thursday night here at Heroes and Hooligans, where we are playing Gilded Destinies, our game set in the world of Eberron. It's episode 33, Trouble in Teleportation. When we last left our party off, they had just had a night of celebration for most of them and preparation for one. With Zenlin and Jillian both finding themselves at the town tavern, where a raucous party was being held. Zenlin there with a date. Yurtosh, the chief of the orcs up to the north, and Jillian there celebrating with her people as deputy mayor. A lovely night was had, while Kokola plotted and planned with her grandfather about the oncoming annexation holds and what it would take to declare war on House Kundrak. Our dear friend Reznor spent the evening getting beat a new arm, and after his friends had gone to sleep, was awoken by a knock, or was drawn away by a knock on the front door. It is dawn. The sun is beginning to rise, and through the window in your rooms, and then the first rays of sunlight begin to ripple through the window and alight on yourself and Yurtosh. Go ahead and let me know what it looks like here in the room. What's the situation?
I mean, we're sleeping. Yeah, we're sleeping. I don't know how Yurtosh sleeps, but I imagine the events that ended the night, they probably were pretty close together. I don't think anything like serious happened. The blankets aren't in super disarray or something, but Yurtosh has like an arm around Zenlin or something,
Yeah. You've had a wonderful evening, and light dawns upon your bed partner, who stretches out. Oh, good morning.
Morning.
Well, looks pretty early still. We've got some time to have a lie-in if you'd like.
I mean, that's up to you. I usually get up at this time and start,
Oh, wonderful. Do you want to go out? I'm going to go out and do some calisthenics then. Do you want to join me?
Sure. And Zenlin will do so and not keep up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me your athletics check. Or Constitution, whichever one you feel is more appropriate.
I think we'll just do the athletics that I rolled, which is a 12. It could have been worse.
Okay. You aren't like falling too far behind. Like you think maybe he's moderating his pace a little bit, but you can tell like it's still a workout for him. And you have a lovely little run through morning calisthenics. You notice that he actually goes off and starts chopping down one of the trees that's like starting to tip precariously towards the towers. Like, I figured you probably need some firewood, yeah?
I don't know, I suppose. I mean, there's like wards and enchantments and things, so I don't know, maybe fire just happens. But it can't hurt.
Yeah. Anyway, we wouldn't want the tree to fold on the tower anyways. And you see, it is already a dead tree.
Yeah. Zen will sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah, you see he's chopping up the firewood. He's just really It gets to be about 8 in the morning, and Coca-Cola or Jillian, which of you two is awaking first?
I think Coca-Cola is.
Oh, that's right. Jillian's gonna have the hangover from hell. We discussed. We said that at the end of last episode.
Yep. But not even just that. Coca-Cola has something she wants to do since they're kind of in the eaves of battle.
All right. But yeah, Coca-Cola, as you wake up from being the big spoon, what do you do?
I think she goes to her room and gets in her her stable box that she keeps in her room and gets her tinker's tools out and takes some of the clothing and items that they found and hadn't gotten rid of and starts to work on making emblems for each of her friends along with cowls to cover their faces.
I love that. Yeah, go ahead. I'll say, do you have proficiency in like weaver's tools or anything?
I have tinker's tools, which is I think what you told me P4 would be all right.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We're doing like leatherwork patches and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say for the patches, you can just do those. To make cowls that will like hide your identities. Since this isn't a proper tool for the job, I'm gonna have you make the check with disadvantage.
What do you want me? Which do you want me to make?
Tinker's tools. You can use intelligence, dexterity, your preference.
He's a good doggo.
Oh, can you hear my dog?
Mm-hmm.
You're hearing her through 3 doors.
Cool. I got a natural 1 because disadvantage.
Oof. You've got warding tools, really. Like you've got awls and you've got picks and everything, but you've never made a cowl before. So it's something that you think you could do, but it's not going to be a rush job. It's going to be the kind of thing where it's like you're going to have to take some time to figure out how to do it, or you could go like find someone who knows how to get advice from.
Yeah, I think if she got through making the patches okay, and once she sat down to start to work on trying to do the cowls, I think after cutting fabric with her dagger and realizing it's probably not going to work out the best, she would gather her a pack and go into the little town to see if there's like a seamstress or somebody there.
We get to meet my favorite NPC I made for Revan today.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. You walk into town. Is there anyone you're going to go to like be like, hey, where's the seamstress, clothier, or whatever?
I think she would go to the market because there's all the different stalls. So I think it would make
air market.
Yeah, I think it would make most sense to her to go up there. And if she doesn't see one right away, she would go to Greth's parents' stall because she has a relationship with him and kindly ask them if there is anybody around.
I'm on the wrong page of my notes. There we go. But yeah, you head over to the market. There are some like people selling like bolts of cloth and some people selling clothes. There doesn't look like there's a designated like a stall that specifically does clothing. It looks like these are like trade items that have been brought in.
Okay.
But you head over to the little stall full of sweets and fresh fruits and wines, and you see standing there Greth's the lovely mother, who smiles up at you. Oh, Ms. Irongut, how are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. It's good to see you. How are you faring after the wyvern attack and such?
Oh, well, fortunately, Fetherick was able to stop them from damaging our stalls at all, from what I heard, and I hear you had a hand in that too.
Yeah, just a little bit, but that doesn't really matter. Zenlin, that's the wyvern slayer. He's the one that took down the
Oh
most.
yeah, I heard he took down the whole tower's worth by himself.
Yeah, you would be
Although
surprised.
someone told me that the deputy mayor was there actually.
You know, in the heat of battle, maybe he was in and out like Flash.
Well, we really appreciate everything you've done for the town so far. You've only been here for a month.
Yeah, but it's just the place I think feels like home the most to me. So.
Well, they say home's where your heart is, and if your heart's with us, we're happy to have it.
Well, since we're here chit-chatting, I have a few requests, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course, yes.
First, I would like to purchase some bundles of sweets from you, but like wrapped up like gifts.
All right,
if you would.
Yeah, we can do that.
Good. Can you put a name tag on each of them if I give you names?
Certainly. Actually, you know what? Thomas, come here. And she calls over to one of the other stalls, and you see a probably middle-aged man, a human man, walks over. Yes, you called? We need some tags. Do you mind doing the calligraphy for those? All right, and the names?
It's going to be Clan Amanth, Amanthe.
The list of?
Yep, the 5 of them. Amanth, Mronin, Noldrun, Tordanin, and Soldarak.
Gotcha.
Do you have those little like gem fruit candies? Do you know what I'm talking about? Usually gelatin based, have fruit flavor and sometimes fruit jams in the middle.
I, the GM, have no clue what you're talking about.
Gushers.
No, well, I was thinking like something like
I was thinking Jolly Ranchers at first, and then and then you described it as gem-like.
Like something like Turkish Delight, but then they also have like gem candies that are similar, and they're cut in like shapes of gems, but they're made of gelatin.
I've never heard of this in my life, but sure, she has some.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to purchase 5 gift wrapped bundles of those. And then do you know of anybody around that makes clothing so I could have a few things made for my friends and I?
Well, we get a bit in on trade here in the market, but if you want something like custom, you have to go up Main and see Gaspard.
And go up where?
Up the main street.
Oh, okay, okay.
She points to a shop that's got it's a little metal sign that says Gaspard's in curlicue writing.
Okay, I will absolutely do that. How much do I owe you for the candies?
Oh, just the 5 baggies. Let's say 2 gold.
Okay.
Well, with the gift wrapping, I do have to pay Thomas for the calligraphy. Let's say 3 gold.
Perfectly acceptable. I'm going to give her 3 gold, 5 silver. The 5 silver for a tip for 3 for her, 2 for Thomas.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Thomas is still here too, so you can just pass that off to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you tip them both nicely, and she says, "I'll have them dropped at your tower when they're ready."
Sure. Do you know how long that'll be?
Probably a couple hours tops.
Okay, that's fine. It should be ready to go by time I leave to go with grandfather. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd say by 10.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you. You're a dear as always.
Of course. Have a wonderful day. And tell Gaspard I sent you.
I will.
All right. And you begin to head up the road to Gaspard's. Jill,
Mhm.
you wake up alone in the bed. Coca-Cola has cuddled you and then left before you awoke. Not even the first time in this campaign. Not even the second time in this campaign, actually. I'm counting it up. I think it's like 3 or 4 times now.
It's every time. It's every time.
You wake up. You see, there's some light coming in through the window. It's about maybe 9 in the morning. Zenlin, you've probably finished with like firewood and all that by now. So you probably like come inside if you'd like.
Yeah, come in, set up a fire or whatever.
Yeah, fire's ever burning as usual.
Called it. Need firewood, right? Not technically, but
Fire's ever burning. Larder is ever full. Meat is ever full. You just got to prep the food.
yeah. Which I mean, if no one is, then it'll get going. It probably won't end up being a full dwarven, but there will be eggs and sausages or whatever.
Yeah, so you can smell breakfast cooking up below, and Yurtosh will go ahead and help you in the kitchen. It's that I'm helping where it's mostly just being present.
He's just body doubling.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Jill, you smell eggs and sausage cooking lower down in the tower, and you see the morning light coming in through your window.
All right, yeah.
Jillian says her prayers in the morning usually, yes, to get her spells?
Yes.
Okay. So make sure at some point you're going to have to block out an hour for that today in order to have your spell slots.
Okay. Yeah, Jill will head downstairs and she's going to fix herself a little tonic to help with the hangover. And,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Just give me a medicine check. DC 10. Yeah.
Plot twist: the medicine is just a shot of whiskey.
That's what she
19.
gets if she gets a. I was going to say that's what she gets if she gets a 9. It's just do another shot. But on a 19, yeah, you mix up like a little tonic water with some fresh, like some of the vegetables from the larder, and it doesn't taste great, but it goes down, settles your stomach, clears your head a little. And yeah, Zenlin is down here with Yurtosh in the kitchen.
all right, yeah. Jill's gonna she's gonna say, "Hey, Zen, can I have a couple of these sausages?"
Oh yeah. By the way, before we head back, which I think we're doing today,
Yes.
I need that code from you, Jill, for the Undercity Circle.
She will find a piece of parchment and a quill, and she's gonna quickly write down the coordinates for him.
Cool.
And hand it over to him.
All right. Zen, just give me a DC 15 Arcana check to memorize this. Since you're not paying the usual gold cost to learn one, I'm just gonna nope. I'll say Jill's giving you a help action by writing it down.
Okay. Still slightly no.
Still slightly no.
It was not meant to be.
No. All right. You've got it written down here, so you could cast it by looking at the paper. It's just not ingrained in your brain yet. That's just what we're going to do since there's no cost to learn it. And this would be an extra one. Unless you want to give up the knowledge of the one that you have at home.
No, we're good. That's fine. I marked that like it's on paper. So essentially at this point, if I don't have that paper, I can't go there.
Yep, that's one of your material components, essentially. All right.
Thanks. And he will rip a corner off and write like, we need to talk before the battle and slide it to those two.
To Yurtosh and Jillian?
No, well, it'll be Jill, and like he'll scribble at the bottom, like, make sure Coca-Cola sees this too or something.
All right, yeah. You're trying to hide. Are you trying to hide this from Yurtosh?
Probably not. He can see me give her a note, like we're in a party. He can think whatever he wants.
Okay. He's like, do you want me to go outside for a second?
No, it's good. I mean, it's not like anyone's here, and honestly, I don't care that much if you hear what I want to talk to them about. You probably should anyways, although I think you already know most of it.
Oh, okay. I saw the note, so I thought maybe I shouldn't. I thought maybe the reason you were passing a note was, I don't know. I thought it was keep it quiet from me.
Maybe I just wanted to look cool.
You do that already.
I think that's debatable.
You had half of a town drinking out of the palms of your hands almost literally last night. That's pretty cool.
I mean,
that's a lot.
Is it?
Yeah. That's a lot of influence. Influence is power. Power is cool.
I don't know if we have the same definition of cool, but the short of it, and I guess if you want to tell Coca-Cola this whenever she gets here or gets back from her errands, is I do have slight hesitations with this plan.
Okay.
And that hesitation is that I do not trust my mother. And honestly, you shouldn't either. This is directed at Yurtosh.
Oh, I don't trust your mother.
Like,
well, I trust your mother. I trust your mother in one thing. I trust that she's more afraid of the daughters of Sora Kell than she is ambitious.
You may not know her as well as you think. But all I'm going to say is, if you think that she's bringing roughly 1,000 people into her realm out of the goodness of her heart, and she's not going to expect you to do her bidding, you're crazy.
Oh, it's well more than 1,000. It is the entire population of the Undercity.
Oh, I'm aware. But as far as his people, I've been given the rough number of 1,000.
That's how many, like, warriors they have. Yeah.
Right.
Which is what your mother would probably care about most.
Exactly.
I get you.
Again, I'm sure you're probably aware of some of this, but my people are eternally at war with beings that are beyond imagination. And if you think that you're going down there to escape the dangers of the surface, you're going down there to be fodder in her war machine.
No, we know. We're going down there. We're going to be an allied state of your mother against the Dalkia. I believe is the terminology that we're using. And our independence is backed and guaranteed by Droam.
So what I was kind of thinking, and we have to talk to Coca-Cola and Resno about this, obviously. This is more our planning separate from the battle. I think at least to start, we should go with them.
Oh, like with us when we move the Undercity?
I have the means as long as we keep an extra casting of it to get us out if we need to and bring us back anytime we need, as long as I get 10 minutes.
I mean,
the plan was for you
to be moved with the Undercity. So, like, you'd be coming.
Part of the problem is that our personal objective might put us in a different part of the city. But I'm figuring you know people in the Undercity, Jill. And Kokola's good friends with you, so I'm sure she knows people too, that you might be able to at least make sure they get settled and aren't too shooken up, because while your people might be aware that this is coming and aware what they've signed up for, there's a whole population of civilians that are not.
Holy, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second here, because Emlyn just made me think of a very good question. How often did Cola go to visit Jillian compared to how often it was the other way around?
I think it was probably like 75-25. Mostly Jillian comes up, but I think Coca-Cola did visit her in the Undercity probably, one weekend a month or 1 week of the month she would go down, but also not solely to see Jillian. Sorry, Jill, to hurt your feelings if it does, but also because business and business contacts for the seedier side of things that she had found herself involved in at times.
Yeah. All right, cool. But yeah. Your Tash is like, look, I mean, if you've got somewhere else we can move the Undercity, I'm all for it. But you'll have to convince your mother's mage.
Oh, that's not happening, and that is why that is not what I suggested.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm just letting you know there's nothing I could say that would convince my mother of anything.
No, not your mother. Her mage. The bodyguard. She's the one who's going to be pulling off the ceremony to transfer the city.
If you think that those two think any more for themselves than is absolutely necessary for her purposes, you do not know my mother. And
I don't. Like I said, I've never met her.
Convincing her mage of anything that goes against her will not happen.
Hey, fair enough. Well, I'll be happy to have you there with us in the Undercity then.
Just something we'll have to talk about ultimately before we go through on the last portal and decide what we're doing. But I figured since Cocola's out and you're here, I could tell you now.
Speaking of portals, we should probably get going. We got a lot of troop movements to get started.
I assume I'm probably not going to be back for the next couple days, but if there's a lull in time to come back, I will. Does Quantum Reznor want to come with us?
Well, how many times can you bring people through it? Reznor's not Quantum. Reznor left when he heard the knock on the door.
Oh, okay.
Like, he left a note saying, gone out, be right back. So you can tell it's, like, of his own free will.
Well, I personally can do it twice. Depending on how much
I will let you, for the sake of this, break the long resting rule of only once per day. So you can do it 3 times. Like, you can long rest 3 times in 24 hours. You can do your, like, 3 casts, rest for 8.
Well, that's my thing is, rest. As a sorcerer, I actually have quite a few more than 3 casts. I mean, 1, 2,
because you
3,
can do sorcery points.
10.
Yeah. You're seeing 16, how many sorcery 19, points you can get by burning all your spells.
Yeah, 19 plus another 12, 31 divided by 7. I can get roughly 6 castings a day without any extra long rests. That is putting every ounce of spell casting I possibly can into 5th level slots.
That's with extra long rests?
No, that is just base sorcery points. That is if I convert every single spell slot into sorcery points.
I'll let you do the rests too.
Oh, well then it's
you've got 1,000 troops. You've got 1,000 troops to move, dude.
Right. So assuming it's 8 hours for a long rest, right? So
we'll say if you're on shift constantly, like if you're just staying there, you can rest 3 times a day. So you can do 18.
So that's 18, and I guess in my mind it's 6 seconds. We can probably move like half of a like squad, like just rushing through in theory.
I'm gonna say it's
people.
like 50. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, like 50 people.
Yeah, 50 per.
Yeah, 50 per. You can do 18 a day. That gets you
500, 900.
Yeah, something like that.
That gets 900 in one day, so we don't have to start today if we don't want to.
That's also you like around the clock doing nothing but sleep, teleport, teleport. It's good like that. Like there will be. I'll tell you this. There's going to be some con checks involved with that, just because it's going to be hard. Or probably actually, I'll do your casting check.
I guess in Zenlin's mind, and he'll talk with Yurtash on the way over about this, but in his mind, if like those are the numbers, right, we're looking to transport roughly 1,000.
Yeah.
In my mind, like, I don't know that there's a reason to work around the clock. Like, it's probably better to do it at night, if anything.
Yeah.
Right. But like, if we can get 4, in theory, if we can get 4 groups through a day, 4 groups of 50 a day, in 5 days, we've got all 1,000 moved. And on the 6th, the final contingent can go. So I think if we just do 1 extra rest each day, we can just do that way and not overkill us or them, and avoid drawing too much of attention of 900 new people showing up in one day.
Yeah. To be fair, that's 900 out of like 400,000. That's
true. Easy, like you're not wrong. And as far as we know, the Undercity's cut off, so it's not like anyone's super keeping tabs.
But it also might not, if you want to go through on a scouting first, like just you and maybe 1 or 2 other people, that's not a bad idea either. And I think Yurtash actually, if you and I could do a scouting run, maybe bring one of some of the orcs or the gnolls with us.
We could. We'll certainly have to make sure we have things to get back. Also, fun fact, I'm gonna need your coordinates, my friend.
I think you have them.
They're not in my notes. Like, I didn't write it down. I know.
No, you have his coordinates because you were choosing still between tower and there.
You're right.
Those are the coordinates you got from your teacher.
Okay.
Or rather from her partner, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, Huli, you will be leveling up before the battle. You're all going to get to do your own little individual things today.
Sure. I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind extra backup, depending on what's going on. Just the 2 of us could get dicey, but I don't know how much info and people you have there already.
All right. We don't have anybody with a speaking stone tied back to us in the city right now, so it'd be good to get someone inserted at least to keep an eye on the circle.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, as long as you guys have all of the gems we need, we're good.
Yep, we've got plenty. Tell you what, let's go. Let's head up to the fort and grab some of the new recruits, get them seasoned a bit in a low stakes situation first.
Sure.
And you guys head off to the fort. Jillian, you ain't got shit to do today. You got no jobs. Well, you have one job. Well, one request at least.
Yeah. Jill, in the morning, Jill's gonna. Is there a sovereign host temple that she could go to in the
There
city?
is. It's right there next to the tavern on the corner. Or actually, I think it's next to the post office on the corner of the map, right at the intersection of the main streets.
Yeah, she wants to make an offering to a, how do you pronounce it? Olindar Thranja? I'm butchering the name, but the god of feast and good fortune. And he's
Okay,
also
yeah.
yeah. So she wants to make an offering to that god and pray for that she'll have the ability to do some healing. Pray that that we will have good fortune and that things will be in our favor for helping the people of the Undercity.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a religion check, please.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I am going to say that if you try for a divine intervention here, you can roll your D100 with advantage.
Okay. Divine intervention.
You could also just offer up a prayer, and I'd have you make a religion check instead,
Okay.
and I'll also give you advantage on that.
First one was a 22. Second one's a 23.
All right, and those are religion checks.
Yes, religion checks.
All right, Jillian, you come to the altar of the sovereign host here. One altar, multiple parts. And you head to the section of the broken yet whole symbol that represents Oladara. In this new home, what does Jillian think of first when she offers up this prayer?
She thinks of all the people that she's helped in the Undercity, and there is the hardest part for her is when there are children that are suffering because of whatever it is. You know, medical needs have been postponed too long, or they don't have enough food, or they don't have enough gold for their medications because people are gouging them. And she thinks about the children, how it's, why is it always the children that are the ones that suffer when it's just because they were born to a poor family. And
Yeah.
she thinks about that.
Jillian, you lay your hand on the domino-like portion of this altar. Think of these children who through the misfortune of birth suffer. And pray for them to be well. Each of the dots on this domino begins to glow a soft purple. And you feel, Aladra, accept your prayer. Every civilian in the Undercity, until they have escaped the wrath of the great houses, will have the benefit of the lucky feet. And you know that even though you have a new home, those people are still your people. And that city will answer to you. Gang Jillian has just gained a new cleric domain as a city cleric. We will cut from this moment of quiet reflection, Jillian, to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Coca-Cola. You are heading up the street to the Clothiers. You see that a soft purple light shines through the windows of the temple as you pass by. Must be doing some kind of a prayer or something, some sort of, somebody's doing something religious in there, you're sure.
Sounds about right.
But you make your way just across the street and up one building to Gaspard's. You open the door and are assaulted by the brightly colored fabrics, lovely music, and beautiful, beautiful perfumed smell of had the fortune or misfortune to be inside.
You cut out on me.
You are in one of the most interestingly decorated shops you've ever had the fortune or misfortune to be inside.
Okay.
And you see standing at the counter, frantically sewing two bolts of cloth together, one purple, one a sickly lime green, is a man hunched back, long top hat, about this tall, bright orange, with curly red hair. He is not facing you, but he is humming to himself as he sews furiously.
Is there like a bell on the counter?
There is. You'd have to walk past him to ding it. He is sewing on the shop counter.
Oh. Well, is the music loud enough that clearing her throat would make that he wouldn't hear it?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, you can just clear your throat and he. Oh, hello. How may I help you?
Yeah.
Welcome to Gaspard's.
I would just like to requisition a few items, if that would be okay.
Requisition, you say?
Yes.
Requisition or commission?
Whatever the word is, one of the two, both. Yes.
Well, if you're here to requisition, I'll need to see your army writ.
I just want to order some cloaks with cowls, friend.
Oh, cloaks with cowls certainly can do. Bright yellow, lime green, purple, forest.
Actually, I was wondering if you had anything
Transparent?
Iridescent, maybe?
Iridescent. Oh, I have the loveliest white. It gleams under the light. Would you like to see?
I think she thinks about bloodstains on white and says, maybe something darker.
All right, dark. Black on black?
Yeah, like the black iridescence of a dragon's wings.
Black iridescence of a dragon's wings. Do you have a dragon's wings for me to make into cloaks?
She'll reach into her bag and pull out her only trinket item she carries with her, and she pulls it out, and it's something she's had since she was a kid from her dad, and it's a little dragon stuffy with iridescent wings.
Well, those wings aren't quite large enough to make a cloak.
No, I don't want it made out of dragon's wings, just like the color of a dragon.
Oh, well, I can certainly order the cloth.
Well, that might take too long, I think. I could settle for something dark. Just black would be okay.
Something dark, something dark. Oh. No. I have quite the thought. How many cloaks do you need?
4.
8 becomes 4. 8 becomes 4, and you keep quite warm. Yes. And you see he moves to the back and grabs 4 white cloaks, 4 black cloaks. Do you see the shimmer under the light? And he moves the white cloak, and you see it has like a rainbowy shimmer to it, almost as if light is breaking inside a prism in the fabric. Tiny glass on the white background. Tiny glass on the white background. And then, and you see he rips the lining out, the white lining out of it, and then begins to sew one of the black capes into the inside.
Oh, like reversible.
Yeah. So it'll be a reversible cloak and cowl. Brilliant rainbow white on the outside, pitch black on the inside.
And would you mind sewing these patches onto the white side of each of those? And I'll hand him the patches that I made. One is a dagger. They're all on like that sort of shield looking design, right? One has a dagger on it, one has an actual shield on it, one has a staff on it, and the other one has an axe on it.
All right, yeah. He sews these leather patches that you've made onto the cloaks. You see, perhaps. And you see he actually takes the leather and stitches it like through the lining. And he's going to make a essentially forgery check here to try to copy your carving, so it's double-sided.
Okay.
15 will do it. All right.
This might be pushing it, but would I be able to, while he's sewing it, like work in conjunction with him to have each of the patches hold 1 charge of Glyph of Warding?
Do you have Glyph of Warding?
I do have the spell. I have 2 spell slots to do it, but I only need a short rest to recover, so I would be able to do 2. Take a short rest to do the other 2.
Sure.
Kind of like an emergency explode your patch sort of situation.
Yeah, it's your suicide bomb.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what it is. Are you going to tell your friends that you strap bombs to their chests?
Well, really what it's going to be is just in case they get in a bad situation, right?
Just in case you get in a bad situation, I've put a bomb on your coat.
Well, so I can do a spell glyph, which will allow me to store a spell or lower in it.
That's what I thought you were going to say you were doing, and then you were like, just in case they need to blow up. And
well, I was thinking of doing Thunder Wave, because that's something that sweeps out from them.
Yeah. I mean, and you can put up to a 3rd level spell in there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I could use the...
I will say, you've only got 2 spell slots right now?
Yeah.
Or do you have...
I have 2. So I would have to rest in between.
Yeah, you can only prepare 1 Glyph of Warding at a time. So I'll say, like, that would turn this into an all-day project. But it could be done.
All right, I only want to put it in Jillian's then.
Damn. All right, and you're just going to put a Thunder Wave in there?
Yeah, Thunder Wave.
3rd level?
3rd level Thunder Wave, yeah.
Cool.
So that way, if she gets overwhelmed on the battlefield, she can use that and push people off of her to make a skedaddle.
And what is the triggering condition?
If she hits the patch, I guess, can that be the condition? Like she would have to hit her patch to do it.
Yeah, it can be a command word even. It can be like, here is the magic word to make your glyph.
Yes, one magic word. Guff me.
Alrighty.
That's the word. Guff me.
Oh wait, you're casting this at a 5th level, right?
No, it's 3rd level. Glyph of Warding is a 3rd level spell.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting you're not straight warlock for some reason and thinking you have bigger spell slots than you do.
3rd level's my highest right now.
All right, cool. Yeah, you store a 3rd level Thunderwave in there for Jill.
Okay.
And you have the cloaks prepared, folding them up and putting them all in a nice box for you. Gaspard turns to you. Alrighty, are you ready to pay?
Yep. How much do I owe you?
Well, for enchanted cloaks, 4 of them, two sets. 200 gold.
It should only be 1 enchanted, right? Since I only had the spell slots to do 1.
You only enchanted 1 of them.
Oh, even better. All right, 200 gold it is.
Yep. These are all +1 cloaks of protection.
Nice.
And they maybe have a secret second feature that you'll find out later.
I think I'm hitting my limit.
Oh, for attunement?
Yeah.
Or actually, no, you guys are like level 14 now, right? 13, 14?
11. We will be 12.
Oh, wow, I'm way off. These are +2 cloaks of protection. So +2 to AC and saves.
But yeah, right? Armor. Are the glasses attunement?
Glasses are not attunement.
Okay, then maybe it's just armor, cloak, and the other thing that we've talked about off screen.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Is there a +2 cloak of protection, or would we have to change that?
Maybe there's not anymore. Maybe that was
No,
a 3-point thing.
Yeah, there's cloak of protection which gives you 1 to AC and 1 to saving throws. But then, like the next level is displacement and that.
Yeah, I'll get you. I'll get one whipped up for our D&D Beyonds for you guys.
Okay. Perfect.
For what it's worth, while you're working on that, I could not find Shadow Scale in D&D Beyond art either.
Weird. It's Serpent Scale.
Ah.
All right.
Thank you,
So
Seth,
yeah,
for confirming that. But yeah, you have these new cloaks. All right. Where does Coca-Cola head from here?
Probably back to the tower before going to Grandfather's.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna swing back by the tower. You're supposed to pick up Zenlin's teacher to bring her out to Grandfather's by about noon.
Yeah.
Too.
I just want to drop cloaks off first.
Yeah, you head back to the tower. There's nobody here. It's just you.
Then Jill are gone already?
Zen and
All right.
Jill This took like a couple of hours.
Right. I just didn't know if they had come back or whatever.
Zen's gone from town for the day. It seems like. I don't know, Jill. What would you have done? Would you have spent some time at in continuous prayer after this, or what would you have done after you got your blessing from Eladra.
After her blessing, after the blessing and prayer, I think that she would head back to the tower and inventory her equipment and see if there's anything that she needs to pick up.
Okay, so you get back to the tower and you can hear Jill rummaging around in her room.
Yeah, so I'll go find Jill.
All right.
And I'll knock on her door because I don't want to just go in her room without her permission.
Jill would just holler, "Come in," while she's digging through her backpack.
I push the door open and you see shiny white cloaks draped in my arms.
You took them out of the box.
What have you there? You've been shopping?
Well, kind of. I got these made for us.
Aren't they? And start handling them.
I have only two out, Jillian's and Cocola's.
Okay.
And I hold one up. I hold yours up to you, show you. On one side it's the white, on the other side it's the black, and the white side is kind of shiny. And then I'll show you the patches that I made, and yours is the patch with the shield. And so I had these made, and so we could be like Glitter Sparkle Squad when we're doing good stuff, and then when we flip it over to the black side is when we're doing nefarious things, right? Also, you have a special one if you get in danger and need to like get enemies off of you. You can hit your glyph on the black side, your badge on the black side, and it'll do a thunder wave. You can, or you say the words, "Get off me."
Okay. I like it. That's pretty.
I'll hold up mine after I give you yours, and I'll hold you up mine, and mine you'll see has the dagger.
Well,
I got one for Zen and Rez too.
What do they have on theirs? I mean, like, Rez.
Zenlin has a staff, and Reznor has an axe.
Fitting. I see.
And I even made Beep an honorary patch that just has a crown, because the Beep is the king. All hail the king, King Beep.
And
is
all
the crown
hail the
broken?
coffee maker.
Is the crown what? I'm sorry?
Broken.
Probably with my work and not having like a seamstress kit. Yeah, I'm sure it's busted.
I think it fits for it to be broken anyways.
Yeah, we are to broken crown.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I figured it was time that we had an actual name. So I got these made. Thought this is pretty neat. When we see Zen and Rez, I'll give them theirs. But yours is the only one with the thunder wave in it. I didn't have enough spell slots to do everybody's.
You can work on them in the future too when you have downtime.
Yep.
All right.
But I need to pick up a gift. I got some gifts to take when I go with grandfather. And I need to grab Zenlin's teacher, whom I'm not sure I quite remember her name. So probably just going to call her Miss so I don't sound rude. And I got to take her out to grandfather's. Are you going or are you staying?
I could go with you. I need to talk to you about how we can score some healing potions, but we got to get rid of a problem that they have first. So I think we're going to need our crew to go, I don't know, dislodge something or kill something, or I'm not sure.
I'll say, Jill, do you think you would have done any information gathering about that old like burrow at the party last night or anything?
Yeah, I think she would have. Like, just ask if anybody knows.
Give me just we'll say an insight check.
Insight check.
And you can do this with advantage.
Okay. Good 23 on the second roll.
Nice. With a 23, you were talking to a lot of people, and one of them mentions that, I think I saw, I was down there a couple weeks ago, and there was some sort of, it wasn't much, but it was just, I didn't have the right tools for the job. There was some sort of undead in there, just one of them.
Okay. All right. She'll relay that information to Coca-Cola.
And you think from the way they were describing it, this, like, it would not be outside of the scope of something you could probably handle. Like, undead, easy for you. But you could also, like, you could round up your gang, you could round up a couple of townspeople. You got options here.
Well, how quickly do you think we would need to take care of that, Jill? Because we only have a short timeline with everything going on. I know a punch to the face probably put you out of it a little bit, but grandfather's wanting to move today to head to the Moorholds, and then I'll come back with Zen's teacher, and I believe Zen has already going to go get started in Res 2, which is why I assume neither one of them are here.
Yeah.
So it would, extra healing would be great, but I'm not sure if it's something that we have the spell slots to do in our short time period of things before Revolution.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. It was just sort of like a backup plan, like if things go sideways, that we'll be able to take care of the townsfolk and us as well.
Well, do you think that the townsfolk, that there's some of them here that are capable enough? I mean, I have cousins here. You know, maybe we could get a couple, you know, 2 of my cousins and some other townsfolk to go out and maybe handle it.
Yeah, we could do that.
Maybe Nordry and Sudri.
And the what's his name? The one that like helped with killed the wyvern over by the market.
Yeah, that's Nordry.
No,
Oh, Featherick. Yeah, Featherick.
Featherick. Yeah.
Yeah, Featherick might be good for that too. Maybe while I'm getting the teacher, you could use your mayor's badge to, I don't know if it communicates individually or not, but you could gather, you know, a couple of folks and ask them to take care of it.
All right. Yeah, I think she'll say, yeah, that's a good idea. I could head over to the mayor's office and organize some people to go see who we can get.
Yeah, I've just got to grab the teacher and pick up my order from the market. So, I mean, that shouldn't take me too long.
She said they'd deliver it to your tower at 10, and you know it's coming up on that now. Actually, no, that would have passed while you're in the shop. Your order was here.
Yeah, I forgot about the delivery part. So scratch that. Well, I mean, I have to go get Zen's teacher. That shouldn't take too long, but Featherick usually is out and about. We could probably grab him. Nordry will be in my advisor position when I take over as heir of Iron Gut, so it'll be good for him to have something official to do.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like you guys have a little bit of a plan. Coca-Cola, with your gifts in hand, are you ready to head out to Grandfather's?
Oh, well, I have to get the teacher, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, head out to the bookshop then.
Yeah. So Jill can go into town and then we can go to Grandfather's together if she's going to go. I assume you would, because Zen and Rez, I believe, are in the same place, so you don't want to probably stay in Revenue.
Reznor was not there and left a note saying that he left this morning.
Yeah, I think Coca-Cola just assumes that he went north, whether she knows where he actually is or not. I think she just assumes that he's off doing preparations because
Gotcha.
of the information he provided.
Gotcha.
cut it out.
All right. So you and Jillian head into town, and you head over to the bookshop. Jill, you said you're going to go try to round some people up to take care of this?
Yes. Yeah. It'd be great if we could secure all those healing potions.
All right. Jill, you head off into town. Go ahead, give me a investigation check, looking for the people you and Nicola mentioned. For every 5 above 10, you'll be able to find one more of the people that you mentioned, and I'll let you pick who you find first. You're muted.
She got an 18, and I think she would look for Frederick first.
You're looking for Frederick first? All right. So with an 18, that's only 5 above 10. So you'll be able to find 2 people total. One for hitting a 10, one for hitting a 15.
Okay, so Netherick, was that the other name?
Fetherick.
Nordry. Fetherick and Nordry.
Nordry.
Fetherick and Nordry, yeah. All right. You go. You find Fetherick pretty easily. You know that he spends most of his time either out hunting or by his cabin. So you head down to his cabin, and yeah, he's there. He's just hanging out on his front porch. Oh, Maya, Ms. Irongut.
She's gonna say, "Hey, with everything that's been going on around here with the Wyvern attack and everything, I just wanted to get some healing potions, and I've got some folks that will give it to us, but we gotta get rid of their undead problem. So I was wondering if you could help me with that, so that we could get those potions, just so that we're in a better shape to respond to our next crisis in the town."
Yeah, happy to help you out with that. Is this coming from the mayor's office then, this job? Or is this a personal job?
It's a little of both. I mean, it's kind of hard not to help the community without caring about it on a personal level.
All right. Well, my usual rate with Mayor Brightfoot was 10 gold for just a standard extermination job. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Yeah. You want to lead the way then? Or are we picking up anybody else?
I'm gonna see if we can find gonna see if we can find Nordry, and see if we can take care of it. Maybe we can. Maybe it's just an afternoon job.
Nordry'd probably be working the docks right around now. We can go. Yeah.
All right.
Where's this undead problem? Where's this undead problem at? By the way, he says as you begin to walk and talk.
All right. Yeah, and I'll tell them about how I met some druids that, and they said they could help me with finding the potions and give them the directions to where it's at.
Yeah, about 4 hours west of town.
Okay.
And you get over to the meadery, where you see Nordry is basically running shit over at the docks. He is acting as dock master today. All right, we got 30 wagons to load up today. I don't want to see any slacking.
All right, I'll go up and I'll talk to him, and I'll.
Coca-Cola, are you still here, or did you split off to go to the bookshop?
I think I went with, and then I'll go over to the bookshop when she's doing like the final arranging.
All right. All right. Coca-Cola, you see Jillian walking up to your cousin Nordry. Oh, Madam Mayor. Something I can do for you.
Yeah, I'll talk to him about the need for, securing the potions and taking care of the undead problem at that place.
All right. Well, I'll be honest. I can't think of many more suited to an undead problem in this town than you, but happy to lend you my hammer.
Well, Nordry, Jill won't be here. That's kind of why we're gathering other folks to see if you would be able to take care of it. We'll be accompanying grandfather.
You immediately see on Jill won't be here, Nordry's face falls a little bit. Yeah. Running out on us again, eh, Miss Mayor?
Just a little side job.
Yeah, a little side job. I'm not going to tell you how to go about your business, but you've been deputy mayor all of 5 days, and you spent 3 of those not in the same country.
Well, you know why we went to Revan or Sharn in the first place.
I'm not saying I don't understand why you went. I'm just saying, like, people notice these things.
Have you by chance spoken to grandfather today, Nordry?
I've not, no.
Oh, well, so grandfather is now the steward of Revan. He has...
You got the old man to take a title from you?
Well, he conquered the city.
Yeah,
You see Nordry's looking around like, I know I've been at the mead hall all day, but I didn't see any conquering forces. Well, and also, why didn't he call me?
It's a lot going on. Who's around us right now? Like, as we're here, like
all the dock workers.
Yeah, let's step off over here, and I'll tell you some things.
All right, you step off to the side. I'm guessing you're just kind of giving him the 411.
Pretty much just going to tell him the events and why Jillian is leaving again, what grandfather's going to do.
I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't see what the need is for the mayor to leave. Like, what do you plan to do in the Raw Holds, Jillian?
And the Moorholds?
Yeah. When they teleport across the continent, what do you plan to do there?
Well, since she's the one that spoke with the dead people when we got the information out of them, I would think her testimony would be necessary and needed.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think any of you are going to actually testify before the council. I think that you're going to get there. Grandfather's going to file a report. They might record what you say and then send it up.
He plans to return the blood rubies.
Oh no, I'm thinking grandfather will get to speak to them. I'm just saying I don't think this is a testimony matter. It's not. I know you were raised Kundarak. You weren't raised proper dwarf, but it's not so much about whether the evidence that your grandfather presents is true, as much as if the council is willing to agree it's true. Does that make sense?
I mean, it's some pretty damning evidence.
It's if they agree with the action that he wants to take. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if they agree with what he want the course of action that he wants to take, they're going to do it no matter what the evidence is.
I suppose that's fair.
I'm just a dock master, you know. Yeah, I'll go with Frederick here and take care of this undead.
I'll ask Jill in her head telepathically if she wants to stay.
Jill will respond like, do you think I need to be there? Do you think anything that I say, do you think it actually will help?
Well, yes, but I also understand Nordry saying, maybe you should go and be here for it too. It was a pretty heavy mantle placed on your shoulders when we sent Mayor Brightfoot off.
Yeah. I think Jill will stay back because she's not sure that she can do any good there, and that her energy might be spent better elsewhere.
All right. What is Lila's reaction?
I think if you want to stay, Jill, that'll be fine. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm a little overprotective of you, but you'll be with Nordry and Frederick and some of the other stronger members of the town, so I think you'll be all right. Yeah. I trust that they'll keep you in one piece, and I'll just kind of give Nordry a look.
You kind of, I think, as you turn to give Nordry a look, you see Nordry and Frederick looking at each other like, I'd be more worried about her keeping me in one piece, Like, I know, like, you've known each other since you were little and all, but you gotta realize Jillian's no slouch.
Well, I'm aware of that, but
I'm decent with a hammer, but I wouldn't be able to take down Wyverns solo.
I'm just saying that I was, as you said, raised Kundarak, but that doesn't mean that we were a regular family. Jillian is the one that's been there constant ever since we met. So she's like a super important person. So you can understand me being protective of her as an individual, no matter how powerful she is. You think I'm unaware, because I definitely know, but at the same time, doesn't make me worry any less.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. But I do think you realize, like, there's probably not a person in this town that you guys don't outclass by probably a good 5 to 10 levels mechanically. Like, there is a moment there of Coca-Cola, like, realizing the strength of just the pure martial strength of their party.
I'll do the, like, formal arm brace greeting sort of thing with Frederick and Nordry. I'll give Jill a hug, and I'll head off to get Zen's teacher.
Yeah. You see Frederick claps you on the back. We'll take care of it, don't worry.
Oh, I'm gonna worry. Call me a busybody.
All right, you're a fucking busybody.
Can't help it. But Be safe, all of you.
Safe as we ever are. And I think the three of you begin to head off to the west. Unless Jillian had any other stops she wanted to make first.
No, she'll just grab her gear and head out.
Cool. Coca-Cola, you're heading over to the bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You get to the bookstore. It is open, as it is midday. And you see, actually waiting at the counter are both of the proprietors. Oh, Coca-Cola, Zenlin said you'd be by. Is it time to go?
Yes, ma'am, if you're ready.
Of course. How have things been? I haven't seen you since, I think, that first day that we met.
Busy. As I'm sure you know.
Oh, yes. Conquering will keep us busy. Well,
Something along those
being the only person whose face is visible.
I'm just
We'll
stuffing
have to
my
match. I get you. Oh, Zenlin's back.
My bad, I went to get a soda, which I totally left in the kitchen.
Dude, go get your soda. Sorry, gang. But yeah, she stands up, walks out from behind the counter, leans over, gives her partner a kiss. I'll be back soon, darling. And you see her wife looks at you. All right, you take care of her now, you hear?
Oh, absolutely. I just had the same conversation about one of my friends.
All right, well, she comes back with her hair out of place. You'll have met the wrath of a wizard.
Well, I can't.
I'm kidding. I can't hold you responsible for all things.
I was gonna say I can't.
But I will be quite disappointed.
I'll keep her alive.
Yeah, that'll do. And you head over to Grandfather's, and we are going to cut a couple of miles to the north. Zenlin, you're finishing up the trek north yet again. I think the more you've walked this, the more comfortable it gets. It's never going to be an easy hike, but it's not like that first time where you were dying.
Right. Hey, I feel better than the last time I made this walk. Less exhausted.
Less exhausted, a little healthier. But yeah, you and Yurtash are breaking through the trees and walking up to the gate. You see that Grug has finished eating the gate itself, so there's just an open entryway. And you head in. All right. What do you think? Should we bring some gnolls since they'll be able to sniff anyone out, or maybe we should bring some of my boys since they're a bit brighter?
I guess the way I look at it, if we're going in for scouting, we should pick the people who will draw the least attention.
Yeah. Gnolls might be better scouts, but they're not very stealthy.
And if we're in the middle of a city, they may draw attention.
There's
quite gnolls there, but
yeah, there's more orcs than there are gnolls, though. You're right. Or actually, no, I've got just the little blighters. And you see he walks over to one of the rooms in the wall, and opens a little trap door. Oi! Who wants to go out exploring? From below, you hear the excited cheering of goblins.
Sure. I mean, they're quiet and can be sneaky, right?
Yeah, we gotta. You know what? Someone send Breer up. And you see a little goblin comes out, maybe like freshly adult,
Mm-hmm.
and says, "All right, what can I do? What can I do for you, boss? He needs sneaksins and grabbins. I can do it." About 2.5 feet tall, maybe 30, 40 pounds. Green skin with like pink dots all over. Wearing a newsboy cap. And the most oddly pieced together set of leather armor that you've ever seen. It looks like the cuirass is just the front half of a normal cuirass that has been wrapped around itself. The leggings are like leather jerkins. They're honestly closer to like leggings than armor.
Mm-hmm.
And he has an odd set of bracers where it's just about 70 or 80 crisscrossing leather straps that cover his entire arm. And has a very serrated, curved dagger at his side. Sneaksins and stabbins, yeah? Oh, sneaksins and grabbins? This is Breer. He's an old one, even for a goblin. But he's good at what he does. Breer, we're going to be going to the Undercity in Shan, and I need you to watch the circle, with the teleportation circle we arrive at. And every hour, I want you to pick up this stone and tell me what's happening there. Can you do it? Sure, boss. What's an hour? Every time the church bells ring. Zenlin, this is Breer Zenlin. And you see he puts out a grubby, grimy hand to shake yours.
Yes, Zenlin will shake without anything. So,
Yeah.
Is the plan that we're just sending them in to scout, or are we going with them?
I mean, I think I'd like to leave Breer behind there to keep an eye on the circle.
But you want to go in with them.
Yeah, I think going in and getting the lay of the land as things are ourselves first.
Sure.
I don't think Breer would be very good at talking to people for information gathering. Right, Breer? Breer's like, Breer is great at talking to people. People talk so much with a knife in their liver. You see what I mean?
Yes, speaking of Brit, we probably don't need the stabbins or the grabbins right now, just the sneaksins.
Just the sneaksins, just the sneaksins.
Sneaksins and watchins.
How long till Breer gets to stabbins?
Looks over to Yurtash. We're down to what, 5 days?
5 days.
5 days.
Actually, you know what? And he pulls out a little scroll that's got a drawing of the house beneath, like the mercenaries' armor. If you see anyone alone with one of these, you can do stabbins thens.
Right. But only if you can away. Don't like do anything just because you see one of them walking or something. Like make sure that you're not going to get caught.
Oh, Bri never gets caught. No, he doesn't. That is how Bri became the Goblin Fathers.
Good. Then yeah, I mean, if you trust him, Yotash, I guess he'll do. Do we need to like check in with anyone else?
No, Bri's one of mine. I've got pretty. I've got a lot of. How do you put it? What's the word? I can make a lot of decisions on my own. It's just sort of the goals that I don't get to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the word you're looking for is agency.
Yeah. I almost called it a lateral, and then I was like, no, that's a football thing.
Agency, freedom, flexibility, it all works. I just work in corporate America.
I don't think I think I'd survive 2 days. But yeah, your Josh looks at you. Do you have gems on you? Or I'm happy to replace them if they're your personal ones. Or we can just go right.
Let me check. I don't think so. I think I used the last of what I had. Yes, I do not. All I have is these Everfrost crystals, and they are not helpful for this.
We'll run over to the armory. And actually, feel free to pick up anything else you need while you're there.
Certainly, definitely.
And that'll be the things that we talked about before.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you'll be able to grab your Bloodwell vial and a portion of the healing potions.
Yeah, I assume they wouldn't have a problem with me grabbing a standard weapon.
Nah.
Okay.
Standard
I don't know which one yet, but I will let you know eventually.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, once you've gone to the armory, armory's massive, by the way. It takes up the entire north wall of the keep.
Yeah, so if we can go here, we'll need at least 100 gems, right? Get that and back.
Yeah.
And I'll peek around, see if there's anything that I find useful.
Yeah. You find a little rack of spell foci that has some. It looks like it's got 2 or 3 Bloodwell vials here.
I don't see that in D&D Beyond either.
Bloodwell vials not in D&D Beyond?
When I search blood, I get Assassin's Blood and Bloodstone.
Jesus Christ.
It is, but you might not have the content toggled on.
Oh.
Yeah, let me check. I might have accidentally toggled content sharing off or something.
Content sharing is still on.
That would explain all the other ones. Let me see.
I can get your sheet fixed then.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I can peek in to make sure I have things on, but not super important right now. We're not fighting anyways.
We're not?
I mean, we'll see what happens when we get into Sharn.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're casting your teleportation circle?
Yep, I will spend the first spell slot.
Alrighty.
The shadowy hallway opens.
Alright, the shadowy hallway opens. You step through back into this timeless void where passage is instantaneous but feels like it takes forever. It closes at the end of the fort, and you can see the opening in the Undercity. As you exit, roll initiative for me.
Go figure. I had a feeling this would happen. 18.
18. All right. Zenlin, You are first in the initiative order. They will be getting a surprise round on you, however.
Cool. I get my reaction back right away.
Yeah. You have your reaction back. You see two massive ogres rushing you to grab you. Go ahead and give me an athletics, as one of them grabs you and one grabs Yurtosh.
Does it have to be athletics or can it be acrobatics?
For a start to escape a grapple, it can be either. For the start, it does have to be athletics.
Oh, okay. No worries. 11.
All right. So you are grappled, but you see Yurtosh. Hey, settle down, boys. Settle down. And you see they immediately release you. You're out of initiative.
I mean, I guess it's a good thing we have this. I guess it'd be kind of hard for the houses to keep this one unlocked if they've been pushed out.
Yeah. Well, it's a ring, yeah? And you see one of the ogres is, yeah, boss, it's a ring. How'd you know? I remember everyone who's worked with me. It's good to see you, lad. Good job. Keep it up. We'll be bringing some more of our men through, but I won't leave my friend here with you guys, and you'll all be, and he'll let you know when we're about to come through. And he points at Brer. I didn't know aliens already. I didn't know they'd set up guards already. I didn't think they were smart enough.
I mean,
I guess they were.
When we told you there was a riot the other day, like, we weren't exaggerating.
No, I know.
The conflict's already started.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I guess I thought that if the men I left here were dumb enough to disobey my orders, they wouldn't be smart enough to do anything else, right? Well, I guess you said the riot. I guess you said the riot didn't start down here. They were just taking advantage of a situation. So
yeah,
maybe it was a smart thing to do. I'm still undecided. If we pull this off without a hitch, I'll give them credit where credit's due. If things go horribly wrong, it's all their fault for forcing us to play our hand early. You know?
I agree. I mean, I don't think blaming them for what happened 7 levels above is really anything. Besides, I mean, wait a minute.
No, it's not what happened up. It's that they acted down.
Well, yes, but I'm just thinking and putting 2 and 2 together for the first time. That we met some individuals that helped us help someone. You don't know someone named Jolly Porter, do you?
Well, I mean, I've heard of him.
Oh, I just know, like, he seemed to run in circles down here, so maybe paths that crossed.
I've worked with someone who's worked with him, but our paths haven't crossed directly. But no, Jolly, Mr. Porter's, rather. I'm not friends with him. I can't call him Jolly. But Mr. Porter's, shall we say, indiscretions tended to occur on the surface level.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of involved, so my understanding is parts of the Undercity were involved anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of his gang got people a little riled up. Sounds like he certainly did.
Oh, I mean, definitely. From what I heard, he kind of started it all with a big speech at his own trial. So, where did you want to scout out?
I figured we could just do a bit of a walkabout through the city, see sort of what the social temperature's like,
I think that's fair. Lead the way. I don't really know the city, much less the Undercity.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know it that well myself. But hey, no better. You can bring us back from anywhere, right? You just need 10 minutes.
Correct. Yes. So
No better way to get to know a place than to get lost in it. And he just,
that's fair.
You see him actually like cover his eyes and spin around to pick a direction to go. That way.
All right, after you.
All right. And as you walk through, you can either give him the help action on an insight check, you can make your own insight check, or you can ask him for a help action.
I'll give him help. I'm not that good at insight.
All right. All right. Well, I didn't tell you his bonus beforehand because I wanted to see what you decided. But I think I actually mentioned it last episode. This guy's got expertise in insight and deception.
Oh, I do think you did.
Why do I gotta stop giving you guys opportunities to break my own secrets with a nat 20 and then rolling the nat 20 on myself. Walking through the Undercity, you can immediately tell conditions here are bad. Food's getting low. Like a population of almost 500,000 people burns through a lot of food, especially locked off on their own. Honestly, like you think, give it another 4 or 5 weeks and of lockdown like this, and there might not be a need for a purge.
Good thing we're not waiting a week, I guess.
Yeah. You can tell, like, it's not gotten to the point where most people are starving to death, but you can tell that people who like were already rough in a food, you can see that there are some bodies being piled up, and it's more than it should be, even by Jillian's description of the Undercity at its worst.
Cool. I unfortunately can't help them.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a luck check.
Sure.
As well. Actually, no. On the nat 20, I'm going to say you don't need to do a luck check. You're gonna walk by all the places that you would need to walk by to learn what's going on in the Undercity on that nat 20.
Fair enough.
The first place you really go to is the main passageway that is now blocked off from the upper city.
Can I tell how it's blocked? Is there like guards or?
You can see at the top that there is no lift in the hole. It looks like the lift was like brought up and removed from the rail entirely.
Interesting.
And you can see probably a squad's worth of guardsmen are at that hole at the top of the Undercity. Mind you, the whole top of the Undercity is like a good 100 feet above like your current ground level.
Okay.
And you can see that at the bottom there is a similar array of armed citizens. And you do not think these are Yurtash's men because he does not appear to recognize any of them. You think these are civilians who have picked up whatever they could get their hands on to fight back or fight off people.
Can I approach them?
Yeah, you can certainly
slowly, cautiously, like hands up, clearly non-threatening. For reference, it was a glaive, so there's a big glaive strung across Zen's back now.
Cool. All right. You're walking up towards them, glaive on your back. Honestly, you fit in down here. You've seen a number of other drow walking the streets down here, which I don't think you've met another drow since you came to Eberron, other than your mother's emissary and bodyguard.
Yeah,
Or not
probably
since you
not.
came to Eberron, but since you came to Corvair.
Came to the surface, yeah.
You probably met some when you were down in Zendrick who were like roamers or some of the nomads.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely not since you crossed the sea.
Yeah. Hey, how goes it? Any movement or reaction from above?
You see they turn back. No, it doesn't seem like they're doing much of anything. We've seen a couple of shift changes, but it looks like they overlap the shifts. So instead of there being less guards for like 10 to 15 minutes, there's double the guards for 10, 15 minutes, which like we saw them doing that. So we started doing that too. Were you here to sign up?
Not exactly. I'm kind of an outside interest, we'll call it. Let's just say that I think you guys are doing good and that in a few days you won't have to hold this alone.
Oh, are you with and he makes the three fingers and
Well, I'm not. Side eyes Yurtash at that.
Yurtash, you see, rolls his neck, stretches his back out. I am Chief Yurtash. Pleasure. Puts out this hand the size of a dinner plate again. Surprised none of my boys are out here with you. You seen any of them? I think they're holed up on sub-level 7 right now. Sounds like last I heard, the blade marks put quite the beating on them during the push. All right. Zenlin sounds like we're headed down to 7. Keep up the good work, folks. We'll get you some better arms and armor in quickly. Hey, 3 claws to light the way.
And away we go.
Yeah. Jillian, was there anything you wanted to do before you headed west to the burrow?
She's gonna grab her gear and she's going to say a silent prayer that we can get this done quickly and get the medicine. She just feels like she's gonna need it.
All right. You say this silent prayer and you head off to the west. After about 4 hours of travel, you can see the opening to the burrow up ahead. It's about 50, 60 feet from you. A little burrow into the side of a hill. And on top of the hill, you can see what looks like maybe like a broken monument, maybe. Like something that's been busted by the weather. Or it could just be like maybe there was a building up there before. You're not sure at first glance, but you could go check it out.
Yeah, she's gonna go check it out.
All right. What are you instructing your 2 aides to do? Just follow along. Keep an eye out, watch your back, kind of.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me a investigation or perception check.
Let's see, she got an 11 on her perception.
You notice that there is not like religious iconography, but there is some iconography inscribed on the walls here that does make you believe this was some sort of monument at some point, like this was in honor of something. And brushing it to the side, you see that, like brushing a little bit of ivy that's hanging on it to the side, you see that there is a carved stone-like relief here. A lot of it is faded with the weathering, but you can see that there is a man who appears to be stabbing a sword into the ground and stabbing his own shadow.
If she was to look at it further, I mean, could she tell which religion it is?
Sorry, it's not religious iconography. It's just similar
okay.
style to what you would see in like a temple, which makes you think monument.
Monument, okay.
But you can go ahead. I'll say you can give me a history or a religion check. The DC will be lower for a history check, but a religion check will work as well.
Okay. Let's see. She got an 11 on a religion check. To shame. So shameful.
A lot of art and monuments is metaphorical. So maybe, this man is like slaying the darkness inside of himself or something like that.
Okay. All right, we will continue.
There's not a ton that you're able to glean from this monument. So you're heading down to the burrow?
Yeah.
All right. It is the open mouth of it. It's like a tiny cave system almost that has been dug out over the years. And as you head into the first cavernous opening, you can see that there is a strange darkness here. It rests on the ground, floating like a fog of just black. And you can hear a wind blowing through the cavern. Nordry leans over. All right, you think torch is out or anything? Weapons ready? Of course.
Yes.
All right. Feather, do you need a torch? No, I've got one. They both like torches. What do you think? Just head on in, see if we can find the thing and kill it? Or do you want us to try to make some noise, lure it out here to us?
Let's try making some noise and see if it'll come out to us.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to say Featherick is going to give you a help action on this. Nordry is just going to do it himself. I want you to make... What check should I make this? I'm going to say animal handling.
Okay.
To try to lure this undead out. Yeah, sure. Animal handling.
All right. She got a 19.
19. And was that with advantage from the help action?
Oh, that was just a flat roll. Or let's try the next one. Next one is 10. So 19.
Yeah, you hear this thing. You hear something. You don't hear something moving, but you hear the wind growing louder. And you think maybe the wind is just the sound of whatever this shade that haunts this burrow is. Go ahead and give me a perception check. I'm going to say with disadvantage because of the dim lighting.
With disadvantage, 16.
16?
Yes.
All right. You don't see anything like coming up at you. There's no like zombie walking up or skeleton or anything. Let's go ahead and get into initiative order here. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
She got an 11.
All right. Feather got an 8. Nordry got a 10. Jillian, as you look around for this undead being that is said to haunt these halls, you'd see it nowhere. When suddenly something reaches up from behind you and grabs you by the back of your neck. If you twist your head to look, you can't twist that far because of how it's holding you, but out of the corner of your eye, you can see your shadow holding on to you and sapping your strength. Jillian, you're going to take 7 necrotic damage. And your strength score is reduced by 3. It is then your turn. Surprise ends. Nordry's turn. Surprise ends. Featheric's turn. Surprise ends. Back to the shadow. It's going to try to hit you again. It misses, and it is your turn. As your shadow grows larger, it still is shaped vaguely like you, but where your arms are, it is almost like dripping ink in the way it elongates and stretches out. The frame of you is there, but it is like liquid darkness bleeding off of it. And it opens its mouth. It is your turn. You immediately recognize this as a shadow, a form of undead that is incorporeal to a point and vulnerable to radiant damage.
She is going to she's going to cast Moonbeam directly over
Hell
it.
yeah. Hell yeah. Go ahead. It's a Constitution saving throw for that.
Yeah, con 19.
All right. That is a failure. Go ahead and give me your damage.
Okay, that is 24 damage.
24 damage. Amazing. So 24 doubled is 48. Already this thing does not look good. Bloodied. As it lets out another gasping wheeze that you think would be a shriek if it had any vocal cords to shape the sound, but this thing is nothing but amorphous darkness. Nordry is going to take a swing at it with his hammer. Does not hit. sliding through the shadowy matter of the thing. And Fetheric is going to take a pot shot from about 10 feet back with his crossbow. Will hit, and you see that the bolt just passes through. Does no damage. It is back to the shadow's turn. It is going to move. Well, first, starting its turn in the moonbeam, I think it needs to make the save again, correct? Yeah. All right. It does succeed that time. Go ahead and give me damage. You're muted.
26.
26. 26 halved, then double is just 26. Not looking good, but it is going to move out of the moonbeam and back towards Fetheric. It is going to grab him. That'll do. That'll do, pig. It's going to deal 7 damage to Fetheric. And you see Fetheric start to wither away. About a quarter of his muscle mass is gone. As you see this thing grab him and suck some of the life force out of him. You go ahead and give me a religion check.
Okay. Nine on religion.
9. This ain't good. It's not good. It's not good if this thing can grab people and suck their life force out. That is your turn.
All right, Jill is going to. Oh, no, she's good. She's going to move the moonbeam directly over the shade again.
Okay, I will say if you move it over the shade, you're either going to be hitting Nordry or Fetheric with it as well.
Oh, okay.
You can't miss both of them in this enclosed space.
Okay, she's going to position it over the person who so that it hits the person that hasn't received damage yet.
All right, so you're going to move it so it hits Nordry in the shade?
Nordry. Yeah.
All right, cool. That's a failure from Nordry. That's a success from the shade. Go ahead and give me damage.
22.
22. Nordry goes down. The shade is barely hanging on, but Nordry is unconscious. That was your bonus action. What are you doing with your action?
My action. She's going to heal. She's going to heal Nordry. She's going to get him up.
Cure wounds or healing word?
Let's do healing word.
All right. Go ahead and let me know how many hit points he heals.
7.
7. Back up. And it will be Nordry now. Nordry is going to remember what the better part of Valor is. And he's going to beat feet. He's like, I'm sorry. I thought Nope. And runs out of the cavern. It's going to take an attack of opportunity. Misses. Fetheric looks over at you. I mean, I guess there's a reason he works in the city, right? And is going to come over and stand next to you, try to distract the thing, giving you the help action, because his weapons don't seem to be affecting it. Back to it. It is going to... I think it died. Go ahead and roll your moonbeam damage. We'll see if it dies even on a save.
$32.
Dies on a save. Even if it passes the save, it is dead. As your moonbeam vaporizes this shade, and you see, like, honestly, Nordry hasn't even fully made it out of the burrow yet. He turns back. He's like, "Oh, well, I've dishonored myself. Well, shit. Coca-Cola.
Yes.
You make it to grandfather's house with your teleporter in tow. Is there anything you would like to do before she takes you guys to the Mirar Holds?
I think I would just grab things to carry so that way my grandfather didn't have to. Make sure all of our stuff is like in the circle, like the bodies and all of that. We're being
you see he's got a couple of his retainers with him as well who are going to be going along to like basically be his bodyguards while he's there. And because every good lordling needs a retainer.
You taking the back seat, knowing that he's going to go into it, declaring like her dad is heir, and that's the reason they need to get him back, so on and so forth.
Yep. Yeah, you take this little bit of the back seat, see all the arrangements get set up. You're carrying, I'd say you're probably carrying about half of the stuff, or probably a third of the stuff, and then your grandfather's 2 retainers are carrying the rest. The teleportation circle is cast. And unlike Zenlin's, this one is not a shadowy hallway that opens up, but rather a glittering gem-like ring that
matches my cloak.
Starts at the center of your bodies, moves up to cover all of you, and then collapses. And you find yourselves far to the north in mountains where you can see griffins flying in the distance. And you hear from behind you, "Welcome to the Mirar Holds. Is this business a pleasure?" And that's where we're going to end this session of Gilded Destinies. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Been a great time. A lot more got done today than I thought would. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I have. We will see you next week for another episode of Gilded Destinies. Hopefully we see you Monday night for Delirium, our Grim Hollow campaign. And next Friday for Concentricity Echoes of Eden. I've been your GM Chip. With me tonight, as always, I have Hooli playing Coca-Cola, Shen playing Jillian, Don playing Zenlin. Catch you next time. Oh, and we have our annual Trevor Project fundraiser going on. If you want any more information about that, you can check it out in our comments. We've got a link coming through. We've got information in our Discord. Feel free to join that. Or you can get in touch with me or Hooli if you have anything you want to donate as a raffle prize or anything.
Yeah, I put all the links there, so.
Awesome. All right. Catch you guys next time. Bye.